Now that we have learned the basics of the CapCut interface, we have looked into the CapCut interface, we're going to do some basic edits, right, using these tools that we've just learned. So going into our clip, the first thing we're going to learn about is arrangement of our clips. Now let's say, for instance, you're bringing up your videos. You want your video to be in a particular order, right? You have to pick it from when you're uploading. For instance, I want to upload, for instance, I go to new project and I want to upload my video from here, and I know that the order it's supposed to follow is from here, this way. I would not go and start picking it from here, so that it doesn't give me, I don't make mistakes. So I'll start picking it from here, and going like this, so that it gives me that perfect arrangement by the time I upload my video to my timeline, to my workspace on CapCut. So going back to the previous clip that we have about 1, 2, 3, and I think 4 clips here. So now there's something that I'm going to do. I'll use my 2 fingers. Use your 2 fingers to shrink and to increase. You're going to reduce and increase. Now when I reduce, it's going to help me to be able to see all my clips in one order. You can see when I use my 2 hands, I'm using my 2 thumbs to move it, to shrink it, so that I can hold it down and move my clips, arrange it the way I want it to be. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So in order for you to rearrange these clips, I'm going to hold down the clip I want to move. I want it to come this way, right, or this way. So this is the order I want it to be, so I'm going to put it here. You understand? Then if I want to now start, I want to probably trim or do something, I have to now increase it like this for me to, edit what I want to edit. And so yeah, in case if you want to also delete something, you just click here, and then you can delete the clip that you want. Anyone that maybe you uploaded a wrong one and you want to delete it, you just click on it and you see an option to delete. You now delete it. Now the next thing, let's talk about trimming your video. Now for trimming your video clips, this can help your final video look more dynamic. And or in case you want to remove a section of the video that you don't like, maybe you did a mistake, you can do it. You can do it like this. Let me show you. When I click on this, let's say this is where my video starts, and I want this part of my video to be gone. I don't want it all. Let's say this whole part of my video is very long, and I don't want this side to show. I'll click on this, and then you see an icon that says split. So once I'm able to click there, it divides the video into 2, and it highlights the unwanted parts I don't want. Let's say, for instance, the part that I actually want is this place that is highlighted in white. Then I'll click the one before it and click on delete. But let's say it was a mistake I made by deleting that. I'll click on this icon here to undo it, and it brought back the clip. Then I'll click here to delete the part I don't want. But let's say this was not the clip I actually wanted to delete. You can see that it is already divided into 2. I'll just undo it, and once I undo it, my video clip is already one as a whole. So let's just say, for instance, I actually don't want here because it's too long. I just want this part of the video to come in. Yeah, I also don't want this part, so I'll also do the same thing here and delete. Then this is just normally this one is the shortcut to cutting your or trimming your video. But if you actually want to trim it, there's another way for you to trim it. If you cannot use the split button or icon, then just click on the clip you want to delete. For instance, this is where I want my video to end. By the time I'm here, you can see that it is already highlighted in a white box. Then I'll just use this part of this thing and then drag it all the way to meet the indicator here. Do you understand? So that is another way for you to trim. You can also do it in front here. And if you notice me dragging this clip, if you see this white line indicator here, timeline indicator, right, this white one that is across your video, yeah, so you can see that me dragging it like this, if I want to drag the white line, me dragging it like this, if you notice, it can, if you're not being careful and you put this indicator in the wrong place, right, maybe you want your video to be trimmed to this side, maybe you want your video to be trimmed here and you mistakenly left this indicator in this part of the video, it's going to, by the time you're dragging your video, it's going to delete the whole place here. It's going to, you can see, it's going to make your video short because the indicator is actually in that place. So there's this automatic stuff, it's like a magnet. When you're dragging it, it just goes there and clip and stay on the white indicator there, timeline indicator. So that's it about trimming your video. Those are the two ways you can trim your video. The other one is just a little bit of a little trick that you can do. You just click on the clip, make sure that your indicator is where you want to cut the stuff, and then click on split, and that's how to trim it. Now talking about we're going to add some music to our video. You can see that in this place we have the edit button, we have the audio button, text, and the rest of it. Now in the audio, once I click on the audio, there are two places I can find the audio. There is this one here where there is a plus sign and it says add audio. If I click on it, it's going to give me some options that says sounds, copyright, effect, extracted audios, and record. And if I don't want to use that place, I want to use this button, I'll just click on audio and it brings me that same option. So there are two places where you can get the audio sounds. When you click out of this, you can just see audio here, and then if I want to add sound, I'll click on sounds, right? So CapCut already has its own sounds or music on the app, so yours is just to pick the one that you want. Sometimes the sounds that you want might not be on CapCut, so what you just have to do is look for a way to import the sound and just put it up on CapCut. In the advanced class, I'm going to show you how to get music and use the music, on your videos if the audios that you want is not on CapCut. So here they have different options of music. They have the vlog, the pop, the beat, travel, R&B, love, fresh, all these are mostly music that most of us don't even know. But while there's some, like people who want to go into mini vlogs, and you can use this vlog. Like let's say now my clips that I uploaded are mini vlogs, are vlog videos. So I want to use a sound from a vlog. I don't want to use beats, I don't want to use R&B, I don't want to use travel, I don't want to use love, pops, or any other one. What I want to use is vlog. So I click on vlog and then click on the sound. Listen to each one. Sometimes the vlog sounds are not even what you want. Do you understand? So what you just do is maybe the song you want is in R&B or love, so you can always just go there. So this is me just trying to pick one song that's going to fit my video so that I can follow it with it. Sometimes, now most importantly, people do ask that why is audio actually very important? Is it actually a very important feature where you're trying to edit, must you put it up first before you start editing? Yes, you have to, because sometimes when you want to do transitions, the transition has to suit the beat. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, so that your video can become more attractive. So what I want to do is, if I want to use this music, I want to use Diamond Star Sky. So what I will do is to click on the plus button, and that is going to automatically add the audio for us. Now if I play this, it's already added. If I want to increase the volume, I will make sure that I click on the audio track timeline, the audio track, and then I can see other options that says split, fade, music, and all of that. So I'll just increase the music here. If I want to reduce it, I can reduce it. If I want to increase it, I can increase it so that it can be loud for me. So that's it for music. So what about transitions? If you want to add a little bit of animated transitions in between your clips, now to do this, you are going to go in between your clips, right? And in between your two clips, make sure that it has to be in between two clips, right? Now you will see a white icon that is here. Click this icon to open the transition menu. You can now preview each of the transitions by selecting, one of these thumbnails here. You can now preview each of these transitions by selecting each of the thumbnails here, right? So you can see more options by selecting the overlay, camera, where there are more options here: overlay, camera, blur, basic, light effect, glitch, and others. Yeah, so these are all options to transitions. There are two ways to actually get transitions, but this is also a way to put a transition in between your clips, right? Now if you don't want to apply any of these transitions to this your selection, yeah, or to this your section, you're going to select this icon and then tap on the check button. You click on this, let's say for instance I click on this transition first, and when I click on the transition, I can see the seconds at which I want my transition to actually last long to my video. If I increase it, it's going to be quite very slow. So if I reduce it all the way, it's going to be as quick as possible. You can see that transition is very fast. If I want to increase it, it's going to still be fast. I can put it in middle, let it just be medium, and you can see it can be in between. It's in between being fast and being slow. So I'll just put it here so that it's a little bit slow for me. Then I can now click this check mark here and check it. Then it's going to automatically add my videos. But if you don't want any transitions on your video, maybe that section you picked was the wrong one and you don't want any of that, you'll just click on this icon here and it's going to automatically remove every transition that you have chosen on that section. Now I want to add my transition to another section. I'll click the icon, then apply on this I'll apply the transition on this section and then select the check mark. I want this black mark, this black fade, so I'll click on black fade and make it this way, and then click on the check mark, and now you can see that our transition has been applied because this icon here has changed from the normal icon. Now it has changed because it's now saying that you have applied a transition to your video. And then I want to add it to another one here, and this time probably I want to use this mix, or probably this one. So you just try amongst every other transition here and see the one that best suits your video. And now we are ready to add text to our video. To add text to our video, we are going to position our time indicator, which is this white line here, it's called a time indicator. We're going to position our time indicator to where we want the text to start from. So we're going to drag it, and I want my text to come in from when my video zooms in like this, right? So I'm going to place my time indicator there. Wherever you place your time indicator and add your text, that is where your text will start from. So let's just say, for instance, I want my text to actually start here, and click on text, and then we have other options of text. So I'll just click on add text. Now coming here, you can see that when let's just add our text, and I want to type edit videos like this, edit videos like this one on CapCut. So if you notice that you will see that your text is just in one line and it has passed across your video, like it's going outside of your video. So what you want to do, right, is I personally would like to break my text. So I'm going to click inside the text, right, and remove this extra space, and then click on this arrow here, which might be return on iPhone. It's called return, to give it a space to go down below the text. So once I click on that, it's going to bring my text below it, right, and remove every extra space before you do that. And then I'll do that here again and bring that down too. So that is just what I want to do on my video. It depends on you and all of that. So the next thing you want to do is if you like these fonts, you can see there are different options here saying, oh, font style, effects, animation, and bubble. So if you don't like this font, you just click on fonts. Now CapCut has quite a wide variety of fonts to choose from. I will just pick the one I actually want, the one I used to use on my IG actually. I'll just look for it. I use Serene. If you noticed it on my IG page, I used to use this particular font. So this is the font I want to use. If you like your video like this, or your text actually like this, after picking your font, you just click on this check icon and then your video is good to go. But me, I just want some extra on my video, so I'll just click on style. When I click on style, you can see that there are different text styles in this place, right? Or you can customize yours from here. So it all depends on yours. So me, I'm going to pick, this is the one I normally pick. I'm going to pick the first T there. It's not a must for you to actually use it, but that's the one I want to use. So when I pick it, you can see that below it you have text, stroke, glow, canvas, and all of that. Those are options under that particular text that I've picked. Even when you click other ones too, it's the same options that will come. You can see that it has an outline. Now that text means that the white place, I want that text where there is white and then there's black at the edge of the white. Now text means that it's only going to change the white. Then stroke means that it's going to change the outline, the black side of my text. Now let's try it out. Now for text, I want my text to be probably okay, I want it to be this color. You can see that it has changed from white to that color, right? But I actually want mine to be on white, but that was just an example. So I want to change the stroke, and I don't want the stroke to be black. I want my stroke to be pink. I'll just click on this pink. Now in this place, you can always change the thickness of your stroke. You can increase the thickness of your stroke. It all depends on you. But me, I like my stroke not to be too much. I'll just leave it here or something. And then that's all. When I go back to text, I can increase the size the way I want it or not. Now there are two ways to increase the size. You can either do it here where you see size, or this little box arrow box square here. You can use it to increase or reduce. Do you understand? To disorganize your text, you can make it turn, and you can make it, it's just going to disorganize it. But one good thing is that when you change the orientation of your text, it's going to, you can see there's a place that is saying 60%, 50%. It's telling you that it's coming back to its normal state until you see 0. So when you see 0, that's when you see 0% above there, that's when it is on its normal position. This comes very handy if you want to actually put a line probably across your page. Do you understand? This method is actually very good. But if you don't want to touch that text there, you can always increase the size from here and reduce it from here. Then the opacity as well, you can reduce the opacity and increase the opacity if you want. It all depends on you. Then if I want my glow, that's outer glow of the text, that place where the pink is, I can click on this glow here and it's going to bring me different options. Maybe I want my glow to be, right now my glow is actually automatically white, but I don't want it to be white. I actually want it to be pink. So I'll pick pink and my glow is pink. You can see that it has given an extra glow, but I don't want glow on my text, so I'm just going to click on this disabled stuff and it's going to automatically remove the glow. So just try out other apps and see what best works for you. If I want to now add animation to my text, right? Let's say I'm already in this style and I want to add effects to my text. I can always come here and pick any kinds of effects that I want. Maybe I want this effect. You can see what it's doing. Maybe I want this effect, any of these effects. So I don't want any of them. I can always click the disabled icon there. So I want to add animation to my text. Now when I click on animation, there are different varieties of animation. There is in, out, and loop. Now in, out, and loop means that in is how your text is going to come into your video, while out is by the time your text has come into your video and people has read it, how do you want it to move out of your screen? That's what that means. So loop is the combination of in and out. So if you don't want to stress yourself trying to pick one thing here and pick the in and pick the out and all of that. So let's say for instance I click on in right now. This is in. These are all in. So by the time I click on in, this is how my text is going to come out. Have you seen it? So there's this green or blue arrow here that if I drag it all the way, it's going to come in very slow. But if you don't want it very slow, you want it to come out as fast as possible, then this is what you would do. You just drag it all the way to the end. But I want mine to come out slow, and once it comes out slow, I want it to go out slowly as well, that same way it came. It came in like this, but I want it to probably go out this way or go out this way. So what I'll do is, when in my in, I picked what is called showing right, which is showing right. It is coming this way, right? So when I go to out, I'm going to look for an orientation that comes in like that, but that has to go out that same position. So I'll just look for it. I'll check around all of this and find the one that best suits that movement to go out. So you just have to look for it. Maybe it's not here, maybe it's here, but you're going to find it. I'm sure it's here somewhere, but I'm going to pick another one because of our time and all of that. Okay, so you can see there is slide right, but I actually want to use slide left so that my text can slide left. So you can see, okay, I want to slide right actually. So when I slide right, you can see when I clicked on it, there's a red arrow that came in. That red arrow means that it's the same thing with the blue. When we were in was the one that gave us, if we want to make it slow to come in, it's going to become slow. If we want to make it fast to come in, we put it in this place. But let's say we want to make it in the middle, we put it here. So for the out, we have to also do the same thing. If you want it to come in slowly, you have to bring it all the way to the opposite direction for it to be very slow. But if you want it to be fast, you have to take it, you know, close to the end of the line for it to go out very fast. So I want it to actually fit and meet this 1.5 here, and you can see that when I play the video, my text is going to come in and it's going to go out slowly the same way. But let's say, for instance, I do not want it to be like that, or I don't have the strength to do all that plenty things. I'll just come to loop. Now loop is going to tell me how the thing is going to come in and how it's going to go out. So I'll just look for probably the same orientation that I just did. So just have to gently wait for it to come in, to look for it, the one that suits it right and all of that. But this is a bit, you know, different. It just depends. This one might be a little bit different. There's just so much extra on the loop aspect. But if you don't want to stress yourself on the loop, you can always just go back and do it manually with the in and out. So I want my text to actually come in like that and go out that way. So there is also something that they call bubble. So once I click on bubble, we have different, this is more like stickers where you can place your text. When you click on it, you have, like, let's say morning vlog, and you want something, you know, it's like a case where you put your text. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So just try it out and, you know, and just have fun with it. This one is like a quote, you know, and all of that. So once you're done picking or doing all the things you want to do, you just click on this check mark, and that's all for adding it. Then, you know, if I don't want it to stop where it stopped and I want it to stop exactly at where my video ends, all I'll just do is to come here and drag it all the way down there. Now if you notice that there's an arrow on this text here, that arrow indicates that the arrow from here indicates that the text is coming in this way, and the arrow from here indicates that there's an animation that has been added for it to go out, but we don't know how it's going to go out or come in. So, but it just indicates that there's an animation there. That's what that arrow is for. So if you notice that this arrow was actually here, if you notice that our video was here like this, let me undo this clip. Now if I increase it all the way to this point where my video ends, if you notice that the arrow gave space, a huge space in the middle from what it was before. So what I'll do is I'll click on it and then make sure it's highlighted, and then on this timeline you'll see something that they call, you see a pen stuff on the text. Yeah, once you click on it, it's going to bring out the options for you again, for you to do whatever you want to do again. Then I'll click on animation, and you see that it's going to show me how my orientation is on the animation. You can see that this was not the way it was placed. The normal way it was placed was here, and this was here. But because we shifted the video to go to the end of our clip, that's why it gave it that space and all of that. So what we'll just do here is to come and rearrange it back, and it's going to give it that normal range. You can see that the space is no longer huge anymore. So now our text, we are good to go. Once we play it, it's going to come in and then go out nicely. So anytime you were done and you see that probably you want to just edit again, just make sure that I click on this and it's going to, but you can see that when I clicked on it, you were not seeing the text. Why? Because this white time indicator has to be on it, on the text, for you to be able to see the text. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. If this time white indicator is not on that clip or where that stuff is, you cannot see what is there. So once I click on it and I want to actually edit that particular text. Maybe the animation I added is not what I want. What you just do is either you click on this pen icon up here and it brings out the option for you, or you come here where the options are and just say, okay, I want to directly do animation, change the animation. Once I click animation, it brings up animation for me, right? You can bring out the style for me as well, and I'll just pick my style and all of that. So that's it for text. And lastly, I'm going to show you how to add filters to your video to change the aesthetics, right? And to change how the video looks generally. So because I was working on this text box, right, I still have my text menu option opened here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this back icon here and go back to my menu. I'm going to click it away twice, and then it's going to go back to my menu. And from here we can go into filters, right? So once I click on filters, you can see that there are different. Now that filter, like I said, is going to change my aesthetic of my video. This is how my video is normally, right? But I want it to have this special, I don't know if you guys used to see these people's aesthetics, all this cinematic kind of nice aesthetics and all of that. So I'll just come here. If my video was a food kind of video, I'll just come to food and then pick food kind of filter. Do you understand? So you have filter, you have adjust options here. So what that adjust is you can manually do whatever color edit or manual editing you want to do without using any of the templates they already have here. That's what adjust is for. But filters is only going to give you the template that CapCut already has. Then below it you have other options like live, food, movies, night scenes, sensory, scenery, retro, mono, style, and the rest. With hearing each of the words, you should have an idea that okay, movies is going to give us like a movie kind of aesthetic look. Food is going to give us a food kind of aesthetic look, and live and all of that. So for live, when I click on live, it's giving me these other options here, and I'll just click here and see what that does to my video. You can see. So once I click here, I can adjust it. I can reduce the filter. Maybe if it's too much, I can reduce it if I don't want it to be too much, or I can increase it. Well, I don't want that one. I want it to have this dim kind of aesthetic look. So it's either I can increase it right here, or I can reduce it. I actually want it to be in that normal settings that it was, which was 18, and then just play with other ones and it's going to add it up. So you can see that if I scroll back, it has added the filter for me already, and it's called, that filter is called humble. And if I scroll all the way down, you can see that the filter was not added to these other videos. Why? Because it only added to this clip. So what I can do is to use this white stuff and drag it all the way to where my video ends, and this is where my video ends. You can see. So this is how my video is going to look like. Well, it's looking somehow here in my food, and I don't want it to look like this on my food, so I'm going to reduce that. Neither I don't want it to be in this one as well, but it looks good right here, but I don't like it on this orange. So what I'll do is I'll drag it all the way and drop it here. Then I'll come to this food aspect and go and check for another filter and use food filter and see which one works best for my food filter. Let's check. Let's scroll and see my food and see. So normally I used to use French, but I don't know how French is going to look right now on this, but let's see how French changes it. So this is what French looks like. This is what French looks like, but I don't want to use French because it's not giving me that feel that I want. So I want to use this. So you can see it was only added to my food vlog, and in this place, this is my skin tone. So I'll look for probably style, no, maybe scenery, and see how that works. So maybe this works, and then yeah, so when I check my video, I want to see how it looks. But it's always good for you to be consistent with one filter so that your video don't look awkward. But this is just me giving you examples of what you can actually do, how you can adjust such filters and all of that. So you can see that there are a few animations that were added to this, and that's how my video looks. Let me show you how to now download your video. Once you think your video is ready to be downloaded, right, you would have to preview it before you download it. So just to check, you know, that everything is in place and you don't have anything else to change, you know, and all of that. I was previewing my video right now, right, and I realized that when I go back and I click on my audio and I click on my audio track and I go down to check, I can see that my audio is actually longer than the audio I uploaded from CapCut, or the one I can upload manually is longer than my video. So I do not want a case whereby you can see in the time indicator there, in this time code, it's telling me that my video actually stopped at 25 seconds. It's not even up to a minute. But why is this other side of my time code telling me 1 minute 37 seconds? Because of the audio, right? So I'm going to actually go first. What I'll do is, once I click on the audio, there's an option for me to split it. So once I click split, it's going to split the audio for me, and I can now delete this unwanted part. So you can see that even on my time code here, it's showing that it is now showing equally that my video is, because some people make these mistakes. They might put up an audio. I've actually taught people like that too, and I give them assignments to do, and they didn't ask questions. Why was their video too long? It was when they submitted, I was like, okay, why is it blank? Why is it so long? Blah blah blah. Because by the time your video ends, there's this blank stuff that shows, right? So it was just the music that was playing on the blank stuff. They didn't trim the audio to align with that video clip. So that's a best way to just make sure that your time code is exactly the minute you want it to be, so that you don't upload your video thinking that, oh, you're done with your videos and everything is okay. So once everything is perfect and all of that, what you just do is you're going to select this export button on the top of the screen, and as simple as that, you will export your file. And you know, right now I think my phone is hanging, so that's why it's taking so much time to upload. But sometimes if the video is actually very long, it's going to take a very long time before it's uploaded, but not so long. So but this is 25. It's supposed to be faster than this, but because there's a lot of things on my phone, that's why it's being slow. But nevertheless, once your video is up and running, just export it, and that's it for the basic, you know, editing that we've done today. And I'll show you the final result. So here is the final result. So once you just click on done, this is the final result. So if you want to keep editing with the advanced tools in CapCut and do other amazing videos that will help attract, delight, and excite your prospects, then be sure to join the advanced class, because that is where I will be showing you how to take and record real-time videos and bring them up to CapCut and edit them using the other advanced tools you don't know yet about. So if you like this video, make sure to give a review in our chat room. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.